to bring in Karl Rove. And Karl, good morning to you. We were reading your piece. It dropped last night in the Wall Street Journal. Here's the headline: Trump versus the Banana Republic of Colorado. The effort to remove him from the ballot is legally baseless and helps his campaign. But you just heard Griff's report there. There are 31 outstanding cases right now to try and do this. What comes of that, Karl?
Well, it's a little bit. Griff is first of all. I wish I'd written the headline. There's a brilliant group that writes the headline, so I can't claim any credit for the headline. But what's interesting to me is that there are 15 states where these actions are underway. But for example, in 12 states, according to Lawfare website, the plaintiffs have withdrawn the suit, because recognizing how weak it is. But yeah, this is a big benefit to the former president. It makes him the center of attention, makes him a victim, makes him look like he's on the receiving end of unfair partisanship, and you know, it is unfair. I mean, this is hearkening back to a Reconstruction era section of the Constitution, of the 14th Amendment, that doesn't ever mention the word president and requires somebody to have been involved in insurrection or rebellion against the government. And like you said earlier, there's been no such trial that has found the president guilty of insurrection or rebellion. And this incidentally has been used twice in the history of our country. One time for a guy who had been found guilty under the Espionage Act and was running for a federal office. And this is during the early part of the 20th century, and you know, this is clearly politics, and it's the hard left of America deciding that make hay while they can, and it's helping President Trump, which is one of the great ironies.
What did you think about President Biden's reaction yesterday? He came out and said, he said, number one, it's self-evident that Trump participated in an insurrection, which is actually just like not how our system works. And I could say it's self-evident to me that Hunter Biden was utilizing his father's position to get money from foreign governments with a wink and a nod from his dad. Is that self-evident to me? Okay, yeah, maybe, but that doesn't hold up in a court of law. So first of all, President Biden said that, and then he said, you know, we'll see where the courts go. And he never said, regardless, I would beat Trump on the merits.
Yeah, well, I thought that last one was an important, you know, missing sentence. So you're absolutely right. There's one thing unsaid and two things he said. I agree with you. The first thing, saying it's self-evident, is wrong. I mean, it's self-evident that Joe Biden received money from foreign countries. I mean, no, it's not self-evident. And so you want to accuse somebody of violating the Constitution and engaging in a rebellion. Go to a court of law and prove that. And do I like what happened on January 6th? No. Do I think President Trump should have immediately spoken out and told his followers on Capitol Hill to leave in peace? Absolutely. But, you know, to say that he is engaged in what the 14th Amendment requires is not simply, you know, that's not sufficient.
Just one last thing.
But the second thing that he's, the second thing that he said, that it's up to the court, that's where it ought to be left.
Yeah, we'll play that sound
leave it up to the Supreme
later.
Court to settle this.
It seems like on the calendar, you got 2 weeks to make a call here, right? I mean, first week of January, right. Colorado needs an answer, correct?
Right. Right, and then it's going to. I suspect the Supreme Court is going to take this up and take it up quickly. I would not be surprised to see the court do a 9-0, 8-1, 7-2 decision. I think the court is going to kick this out. It is fundamentally undemocratic. And look, it's also about politics. Take the Lieutenant Governor of California. She's running for governor in a couple of years, in 3 years. What better way to take the obscure job of Lieutenant Governor and turn it into something big than by becoming the team leader on the issue of kicking Donald Trump off the ballot in California? Yeah. It's politics, politics, politics.
Thank you, Karl.
Great to see you.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.